Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to the episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am super excited to come to you today with another fresh new episode for your Wednesday. If you are listening real time, thank you for tuning in. Coming at you hot this evening here, and hope you have a fantastic day ahead. Welcome to the show. Like I said, if you're listening real time, happy Wednesday to you. Happy third to last day of August. August the 28th is when this thing will be airing, and we're wrapping up August really, really quick, guys. September, October, November, December. 4 months left. It's absolutely crazy. We're about to start Q4. It is wild to me that we've gotten to this point. It's so close. Like, we get through September, boom, we're in October, November, December, Q4 is here, right? So we've got 1 month to wrap up Q3 strong, and I hope you are doing that. I hope you're putting in the effort and the energy and the research to do that and to do it effectively and efficiently. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the jungle that we call the Growing Green podcast. Savannah's here. She would get on to me, but she's not here, so I have free reign to say what I would like. But there are repercussions, so I'll keep it in check here. I won't go too hard on you or on anybody else. But it has been a good week here at Growing Green. If you are interested in what's happening here at Growing Green, we put our mini excavator to its first job this week, and that's been super, super cool. Probably going to talk about that a little bit today. Going to talk about the importance of buying and mechanizing and just using machinery to your advantage. We did a show last year on when to buy your first mini skid. I re-released that show a couple weeks ago, and I think I'm going to kind of couple this with that, maybe a part two, not a part two, but just a follow-up show. Now that we're a year and a half removed from that original show, or a little over a year removed from that original show, of buying that first mini skid, a little over a year of having the mini skid, that I can give true opinions on it, right? And that, when I recorded that episode, it was right after I'd first bought it. Like, I was a month or two after. Well, now after a year, I've got some real insight into it. And so I want to walk through some of that today because I want you to be educated, informed, and prepared when you do make this purchase. And so bear with me as we walk through the show today, because I'm going to try to not copy that show. I have not listened to that show, if I'm being totally honest. I have not listened to that show. I haven't rerun it back. I'm not going to, because I'm going to share what's on my heart, what's fresh, what's new. And if some of it overlaps, it means, hey, that stuff's still relevant today then, right? But if it doesn't, well, then new stuff that's come into my brain and that I've realized over the past year that I want to share with you. So let's hop into it here in just a second. But first, I want to tell you about the Equip Exposition. Guys, Equip is the place to be. In October, it's the place in the landscape industry to be. No doubt about it. Like, hands down, it's not even a question. That is where you want to be. Fall is right around the corner, and that means the Equip's going to be here in October, like I said. So we finished booking our plans. I don't know. We booked that probably, we've got everything finalized a couple months ago and really worked out the final details, a month or two ago. And so we're going to be there October the 15th to the 18th, and I want you to block your calendar after that because that is something that you don't want to miss. I promise you, you don't want to miss it. It is going to be an amazing time hanging out with the best people in the industry and the social media community that you've come to know and love, the people that listen to this show, the people that are in Launchpad Academy link, the ones that go to live events, the ones you see on Instagram Lives, the ones you see on YouTube in the comments, like those people, your favorite creators, they're out there at that show. Like the big dogs of the big dogs are there. Some of the best friends in the industry are there. And so if you want to be there, if you want to come join, hang out, have a good time, you can register before September the 5th. So that's just next week, right? It's so close. I don't even know how that's even fair. Like, it's crazy that September's here that fast. We've got one more full week next week, and then the next Monday, September 5th, is when that price jumps up, right? It goes from $30 to $60. So right now, code GG50 gets you in for $15. If you wait until September the 5th or after, you're going to get in for $30 with that code. So still not terrible, but save $15 and get in for $15. So you can get there you can get in the show for $15 with code GG50. If you haven't heard about Equip, so let me run this down real quick. If you haven't heard about Equip, then let me tell you exactly how you can find it out. Maybe you just heard about us talk about it on the show or whatever. This is what you can do to kind of find out about it. You can go to their website. You check out the Instagram. But essentially what it is, so you can go to equipexposition.com, I believe, is the website link there. If you put in Equip Expo, it's going to come up. Instagram is Equip as well. This event is not only where these people come and hang out, right? The lawn care industry. It's not just that. It's thousands of equipment manufacturers, vendors, your partners in your business, right? The people that make your business run every day, your trimmers, your blowers, your mowers, all that stuff that it takes to run your business, right? They're all there. Thousands are coming to show off their equipment, their products, and they want you there to see it. This year, Kevin O'Connor from This Old House is going to speak, and Trace Atkins is there for the Thursday night concert. So this Thursday night concert used to be on 4th Street Live. Always a great time there. So packed. If it was cold, buddy, and you were packed in there like sardines, trying to stay warm. But they have now moved that over to the Yum Center, and that is going to be a super cool event as well, because you can all get in there, and it's a massive basketball arena. You can get in there. It's climate controlled. It's nice. It's a very cool environment. Trace Atkins is a huge headliner, so that will be a good show there as well. I hope you can go check that out and see there on Thursday nights. There's a lot of other events happening the week of Equip. We'll talk about that. We'll probably do a totally Equip dedicated show later on, but this one is just I just wanted to give you a little bit of info here leading up to it, so you can go and get your tickets, because that, like I said, goes the price goes up in just over a week and a half. The last thing I'll say on Equip is it's different than most trade shows, because most trade shows you just get to sit there, you walk the floor, you look at equipment, right? Cool. Not here. You get to do that, but you also get to go outside on 30 acres of just straight dirt and yard, and you can go mow, you can go dig holes, you can go run skid steers, you can go do whatever essentially what you want to do with that piece of equipment, you can go do out there. It is going, I don't even know how long it's been in existence. Equip has been there for a minute. I mean, I don't know, I think it's 41 or 42 years, I think, is, if my memory serves me right. I'm pretty sure their 40th anniversary was in 2021. I think last year was 21. I think this year is 22 or 40. Last year was 41. This year's 42. Maybe it's 2022 when their 40th anniversary was. I think that's right. But anyway, it's time tested. It's there. People go. People love it. Go test your equipment. Meet manufacturers. All that stuff. You can get in for $15 with code GG50, and we look forward to seeing you there in Louisville, October 15th to the 18th. So what I want to get into and talk about today is the importance of buying this machinery, right? So I'm coming off the heels of putting this Mini X on its first job, and we're a growing company, okay? Little backstory into us. Okay, maybe if you're new to the show, I'll keep it short and sweet. I own Growing Green Landscapes. We have a great team around us that's helping us grow. We have 5 full-time employees, and plus myself. We're running 1.5 maintenance crews right now and a full-time landscape crew. It's fun. It's wide open. Everything is changing every day. Every day is new problems, new wins. All those things are arising. I've been in business for 6 years, and we're just growing every single day. So what we are doing is we're in a big growth phase, right? Well, as we grow, we want to make our work more efficient and also easier on our team members, right? Because we want to have them in good mental states. We want them to be energized. We want them to be excited to come to work, not hate their life. And so By providing good equipment, it's going to help us do that. And we saw that firsthand on day one. So we bought a little micro mini X, essentially is what it is. It's like a 1.5 ton machine. Not big at all. It's just a little Chinese unit. You see them on Facebook all over the place. They're very accessible. Literally just put in Chinese mini excavator and you'll see it come up. They're flooding the market, honestly. They're coming over in bulk. They're coming in shipping containers. These people are buying them. They're auctioning them off. And say what you want about the economy or how it affects that. I'm not going to get into that today. But what I am going to talk about is machinery and how important it is. And also getting why you're growing, because those are the days that you need it, honestly, I think the most, because that's how you build a good team culture, and you're trying to build your team early on, right? So this machine is a very low-cost, low-entry, low barrier to entry unit. This machine, I picked it up at an auction for just over $7,000. I got a bunch of attachments with it, like 3 augers, 6 or 8 buckets for like right under $10. That was after auction fees, buyer's fees, all that stuff, premiums, all that stuff. The machine itself was about $7,000. The other attachments and all that added up, plus your taxes and things. I think we had about $1,500 in taxes and buyer's premiums and all that. But $10,000 all in for a mini excavator and a bunch of attachments, right? And so I said, let's get this thing to work. Well, we've done our research. I bought this thing probably a month ago, a little over a month ago maybe. And you want to do a couple certain things before you start using it. You want to change your fluids. You want to change your oil and your hydraulic fluid. Those are your main ones. You want to tighten everything up, all your nuts, your bolts, anything like that. You want to tie it up because You want to tighten it up because it's sometimes they just throw them on there. The manufacturers in China is what they say. At least I'm going off of what people in these groups have said. They throw it on there, they don't get it tightened down good, and then you're in trouble. Down the road, stuff starts coming off and coming undone, which is not what you want. So those are the first steps. It also comes over in the container, right? So, I don't know, you rocks around, rides in the ocean for a couple days, and things just come loose. So tighten all your nuts and your bolts up and everything. Also grease all your fittings, and then you should essentially be pretty good to go, all right? It's super small area to work with, but it's a pretty simple machine. It's just got a little Briggs & Stratton, like 13 horsepower engine on it. Nothing crazy. This thing could blow up tomorrow. I could have a new one on it from Harbor Freight for less than $1,000, right? And that was one of the big selling points for me is like the maintenance on this is super simple and super easy. Like anyone can do it with a brain and YouTube, right? And so we got this thing. We did all that stuff we honestly talked about like our workflow, our jobs, our landscape jobs kind of dwindled, but we had a lot of mowing. So the machine sat there for about a month without doing anything. Well, now we had it this week. We had this job. We closed quite a few landscape jobs heading into the fall here, and we need this thing. Like I said, hey, we're putting this thing to work. And so we got all that done last week. We started on a demo with it. Day one on demo, I said, hey, this thing is going to be a unit, and I didn't even use it to what I really thought I could use it for. We went in there, and I just ripped up some holly roots with it. We have a lot of holly bushes here in the south. They plant them as corner pieces on houses. I never plant those. I always plant arborvitae on my corners. Much simpler root base, easy install, easy tear out. Hollies are I would say, are probably hardier than arborvitae, but they are just cause a pain. Their roots go everywhere. They're big roots. They're solid. They run deep, and they have surface roots, and they run deep. And so that stuff, it just gets it. It's a mess getting them out. But anyway, I said, all right, let's put this thing to the test. So we went in, pulled it over that holly, started digging out around the holly to try to just break up those roots. And man, it dug straight through them. Honestly, like it took them out, no problem at all. And so, but what I found is the machine is too little. It's too little to have on its own. You need to pair it with a mini skid or something like that, and pair it with another unit. So the benefit that it has over a mini skid is like I can rip those roots up better. And with the mini skid and the forks that I have, all I have is a fork and a smooth bucket. Those forks, you can pop it, but those big roots, they're hard to pop up, right? And so you're sitting there, excuse me, you're sitting there fiddling with these trees for 30 minutes a piece trying to pop these roots out, and that's just not efficient. And it's dangerous. You're gonna sling a rock or something and break a window or whatever. And so that's where the value is, right? And so we dug all the roots out, and I did have the mini skid with me on Friday. So I said, all right, we'll put it on hold. Came back on Monday with the mini skid. Literally went in there, pulled that tree out with the mini skid in 30 seconds. went in it, put the forks up under it, just pushed the thing out, and it was good to go. Because the mini skid has the power to pick the thing up, it's heavy. It's a heavy enough unit that Mini X is not. So everything has its purpose, right? Has its place. And so we are working to find that thing's place and how we want to use it the most efficient way. So we dug that up. That was awesome. Got all of our demo out with the rest of the demo out with the mini skid, and I was very, very pleased. Well, then we go to planting, and planting is a whole different ballgame because our dirt varies heavily. It's mainly clay, so I shouldn't say it varies heavily. We have mainly clay here. That's the majority of what we have. Every once in a while, we come across a yard that had really good topsoil put down when they built, or just has naturally good dirt, right? And so usually it's clay though. Doesn't change with this one either. Heavy clay, rocks, just a ton of crap in the soil in these beds from where the builders left it 20 years ago. Literally, there's like Mountain Dew bottles in there where they just cover it up and move on with their life. And so we started digging, and I was like, man, this stuff is tough. And started working on it, started working with it, and trying to figure out how to use it, right? Because I'm not a professional excavator operator. So I'm figuring it out day by day, and I realized, hey, on day one, put your blade down behind you and dig the other way in front of you, and you can dig a lot more, a lot faster. You're not slinging the machine all over the place. And that's the thing with this machine. It's so light that the arm has more power. The hydraulics have more power than the machine is heavy. So you'll go to dig something, and it's going to try to keep digging, but it's going to yank you. It's going to pull the machine forward. It's not going to bog down and give out. It's just going to yank the machine forward because it's so light. So I think eventually we're going to put counterweights on this thing. But for now, again, day one, I was just figuring out what was going to work. So, and you excavator operators, tell me, am I right in that? Like, put your blade behind you and dig the opposite way. And I imagine, physics tells you, yeah, like you're pulling down like that, and as you bring the boom to you, then it's going to push you the opposite direction. So that blade's going to help hold you there. And it's what I saw work yesterday on the job. So if there's truth to that, let me know. If not, then well, I don't know. It worked for me. But started doing that, and man, we dug this trench in like 15 minutes. It's a small little unit, right? It's not huge, but it's a small little unit. I guarantee you it's got more power than me and a shovel, though, or a pickaxe, and it takes me a lot less effort. So even if it takes a little longer, right? Maybe it takes a little longer, but I'm not fatiguing my body, and the machine doesn't get tired. So we have a fully sustainable process. Whereas if it's you and you could do it faster, right? It's like using a wheelbarrow in your legs versus a mini skid. You could run a wheelbarrow back and forth, and you may be able to walk faster than a mini skid or something if you have a small unit, but you're only going to walk that fast for like the first 5 trips. And then after that, you're going to start slowing down. Whereas with this mini skid, you're going to run the same speed every single time. Every single time you go, you're going to run the same speed. And so it's never going to get tired. It's never going to give out. Same thing with this Mini X. We could dig hard. We could go dig and swing a pickaxe for a solid, 10, 15, 20 minutes. We'll give it an hour. We're going to swing a pickaxe for an hour and be in good shape. Well, then what happens to the rest of the 7 hours in your day? You're not going to be performing the same. You're going to be walking slower. You're going to be moving slower. You're going to be fatigued. You're going to hurt when you get into bed that night. You're going to hurt the next day when you wake up. Your overall mood changes, everything about it. And I know that some of you have gone through this. I know that I'm not the only one. I've done this crap for 6 years. I've swung the pickaxe. I've shoveled the shovels. And we've dug in the clay. And it sucks. Like, it just sucks. It just is what it is. It's part of the industry, though. But it doesn't have to be. Now, there's a time starting where you can't afford to go get all this equipment, right? Yes, 100%. Totally. But it doesn't have to be that way as you grow. Again, this is a $10,000 unit. All in, all done. $10,000. And it saved me on day one, it was worth $10,000. Day one. The trench we dug in 20 minutes would have taken us, no joke, 2 hours. And we would have been absolutely exhausted. And so you just have to start thinking about that stuff as your business grows, especially when you have multiple guys out there. When you are the only one doing it, you can sacrifice those hours on the job a little more than you can when you have employees. You still don't need to be doing it a lot because you still have your man hours to hit and you still have to be profitable for yourself, but you don't have near the overhead you have as when you have employees. When you start putting 2-3 employees on a landscape job and you're not there, man hours are so crucial to hit profit on that job. You have to do it effectively. And if they're out there shoveling and pickaxing for 2 hours on one trench that took me 20 minutes to dig with a machine, then it's like, well, this does not make sense. Like, why am I still pickaxing? I got to go get a machine. And so I'm not telling you to go out and make a bad decision, a bad financial decision, and do things you shouldn't do or you're not ready to do in business. But I will tell you this. I didn't know that I was 100% ready to buy my mini skid when I bought it. I mean, I did, but I didn't. I was like, man, this is scary. This is a lot amount of money. This is $30,000. Aside from a truck, it's the most I've spent. And I'm like, all right, let's make it happen. We'll produce it. Well, look how much that has returned. That return on investment has been insane. Like, we've done hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of work that we would have never done without that. It's something that you have to really play out in your head when you start your company, when you start growing, is like, how many man hours is this thing going to save? How much labor is this going to save? How much just overall, like, mental health is this going to save? The fatigue on your body, but then just the attitude that it's going to save on your crew. Like, the guys that were with me yesterday, two of our guys with us, a new guy as well. One's a veteran, has been here. Our crew lead's been here. A veteran is a relative term. He's been there for like 7 months, 8 months. He's learning landscape. He's getting good at it. And he's dug these trenches this summer. He's dug all this stuff by hand. He at least had the mini skid. But still, he's dug a lot by hand, dug plant holes by hand. And he's like, dude, this thing saved us 2 days on this job. He's like, because they've been doing jobs without me there. And they've dug in this kind of dirt. And I'm like, man, what's taking so long? But I'm not the one there, right? And so he gets out there and he's like, man, this thing literally saved us a whole day and a half of labor. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's wild. I can't believe it works that good, but it does. And so I'm not saying this machine in particular. I'm just saying machinery in general, hydraulics, the power of hydraulics. Every time I drive down the road and I see tree crews working, or I see videos on Instagram of like dozers coming pushing trees out of the way, I just look at myself and say, the power of hydraulics is absolutely wild. It's mind-blowing. I don't understand it, but I know it does the job. And it saved, like, I just can't express it enough. Like, when you're the solo guy, yeah, it's awesome because you're not the one doing it anymore. It's better when you do it for your guys, though, because they see that you care about them. They see that you're investing in their future. So they're not with a back brace on, bent over when they're 40 because they've been digging and slinging a pickaxe for 20 years. Like, you're taking care of them. You're taking care of their investment, their body, their future. And so that's how you keep team members in long term, I believe, is what I'm trying to figure out here, because we haven't been in business long enough to keep any long term. We've only been in business 6 years. And the first 3 of those were like, I don't even know, I was just cutting grass in a truck. The last 2 have been like, hey, let's grow the business side. Let's get better at doing business and growing a good company and a good team and a good culture. But I just see this stuff day to day, and I'm like, I see how much the mini skid has helped us. I see how much in day 1 the mini X helped us. And I just say, guys, please don't make your guys suffer. You don't suffer. Don't lose profit on jobs. And is $10,000 a lot of money? Yeah, it's a lot of money. But it's not when you look at the grand scheme of like, hey, this job, the revenue from this job is over $10,000. And then you break down your profit. If you're making if you're making 10% profit, which is the lowest of the lowest you should be making on a job, you make 10% net profit on a $10,000 job. Well, you're taking home $1,000. You only need 10 of those jobs to pay for that machine. And that's a small net profit. Like, you can pay this machine off very, very quickly if you're dedicated to it. And so if you have to finance it, go get a loan from your credit union if you need to. And this is not financial advice. This is not me telling you to do something. I'm telling you what's worked for me. So don't take this and go make a bad financial decision. But if you're on the fence, you're like, I need it. We have to work for it. I need it. I hate hay digging. This is terrible. We're slow. then, hey, go find some private money if you want to. Go ask your granddad or your grandma or your aunt. Go ask them for some money, or go to the little credit union, get you a $10,000 loan at a 7% interest rate, and get you a unit like this, and go put it to work, and pay the thing off in 6 months. And then you have that for the rest of however long it runs. Who knows? I don't know how many hours you're going to get out of these units because, again, they're newer to the industry. So I have no clue how many hours I'm going to get out of it. But still, it's like, arguably, I could replace this every 2 years, and it would be worth it. Or maybe even 1 year, depending on how many man hours we save. Like, those man hours add up really, really, really quick. If you're charging $125 a man hour for a landscape crew, which is, I feel like, kind of high maybe in the South, 125 hours, and we've got 10,000. We'll say it gets us well, the man hours, 10,000. 10,000 bucks. Here we go. I'm trying to think about three different math equations here. 10,000 bucks divided by 125, that's 80 man hours. 80 man hours, what that's going to save you. 10,000 bucks, right? So you make 10,000 bucks, that's 80 hours, and you have your money back. So why not go make the investment somewhere? Like, it's going to make you money. It's going to make you money. And so I'm, again, not trying to make you make a bad decision. I'm not trying to make you go out and go in the hole for something you don't think you need to go in the hole for. But I'm also telling you, there's calculated risk in the business ownership, entrepreneurship world. You got to take them sometimes. And as long as you're dedicated to never giving up, putting in the work that it takes to get through the hard times, you will get through. You will push through. Even a bad decision you make, you're going to get through it. It's a small season in life. Go look at other people with bigger companies, look at their problems, and then look at your biggest problem, and you're like a blimp on their radar. Now, that's not to say your problem doesn't matter, because it's all in scale, right? $10 million company with a $50,000 problem versus a $100,000 company with a $10,000 problem. There's a big, you see the scale there. So I'm not saying your problem doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying, make sure that you are not looking at your problem saying, I can't get through it. I can't keep going. I can't do it. Because there's people that are out there solving way bigger problems than you are, and they're surviving. Build a good team around you. Put your culture in place. Invest in the right equipment. Take your company to new heights with your team, with your culture, with like your health, by investing in this type of equipment. So it doesn't have to be this. Go find what works for you, whatever you're doing in your business. Maybe it's an electric grease gun or something, right? It's something, just look at this stuff and say, how can we be faster? How can we be more efficient? How can we save labor, save man hours on jobs, and overall improve your work environment? That's what I'm going to leave you with today. Shorter show, but I just want to say, like, take this, chew on it. If you're in the market of trying to make this decision, make a calculated one. I'm happy to answer any questions that I can and help guide you through if I need to on something like this, because 2 pieces of larger size equipment in, and I'm saying I'm never looking back. Like, this is the way of the future. This is the way to grow our company. So glad I made this decision, and it's going to be worth it and pay off in the end. It already has almost paid off in day one, I feel like. So, yeah. Thank you for tuning in to the show today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. As we mentioned, Equip Expo, October 15th to the 18th. I want to see you there. It's going to be an amazing time in Louisville. Come hang out with us. We got a lot more events happening this fall. Got Entrepreneur Academy in November and so on and so forth. We'll talk about that as it gets closer. But we want to see you this October in Louisville. Hang out and have a great time together. We've also got Element Masterminds coming on. More to come on that. Those are coming in full swing here in the fall and the winter. You want to get to those, we'll talk on those later, probably next show or the show after. We'll talk about those in depth and the value in those. Maybe walk through some notes from ours from last year. But I know that you can do it. You can take your business to the next level, to new heights, and see new things if you just take the time, make the investment, do the research, and then take action on all the things that you actually research, right? So thank you for tuning in to the show. If it helps you, leave us a big 5-star rating or review, because those are how we get there and grow the community one relationship at a time. So without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.